There's only one way to use Ozempic or semaglutide properly. This is what we're going to be covering in this video, so stick around because this peptide is very powerful and I truly believe it is a great use case for a lot of people. You just need to be careful because it's really easy to get upside down with this or use it improperly and get really lousy results. Quick disclaimer, I do want to say that this is not medical advice. I am not a doctor, and any of the information that I talk about in this video is for educational purposes only. If you want to use peptides or any of the supplements that I talk about in this video, you should consult your doctor. Please also keep in mind that for this video, I am speaking mainly from a place of my own personal research and overall knowledge that I've gained over the years in health and fitness. I am not speaking from firsthand experience, as I have not, at the time of making this video, personally experimented with this peptide. All right, let's jump into it. For those who do not know, there is a peptide that is called semaglutide that is sold under the brand names Ozempic and Wegovy. There are also very similar peptides that are in this GLP-1 category that have very similar effects, like tirzepatide and liraglutide. For ease, I will be saying Ozempic or semaglutide to refer to all of these. Okay, so what do these actually do? There are a couple things, so most notably and probably the most obvious effect is that these absolutely nuke your appetite, which is just bro talk for they heavily suppress your appetite, making you feel much less inclined to eat food, as well as once you start eating food, it makes you feel more full more quickly, resulting in you consuming less food. Other effects are less notable, which is that they reduce your blood sugar levels and they slow gastric emptying. The main use case for this, as I'm sure you can imagine, is weight loss, of course. You can see things on the news talking about how many people are losing tons of weight. Now, if you go on TikTok and you search up these compounds, you get plenty of people that are sharing their experience that are good and bad. Drop a like on this video if you've seen any of the hype online surrounding these peptides. You also have true experts and physicians like Dr. Peter Attia, who has come out and spoke at length about the pros and cons of using this peptide with his patients. The thing is, when we talk about weight loss, we really don't care as much about the overall weight. When somebody says that they want to lose weight, what do they really mean? Well, they mean that they want to lose fat. AKA, they want to reduce their overall body fat percentage. It matters less of the numbers on the scale, we just use that as a point of reference and a simple way to measure progress. Okay, one of the major issues that is happening to people when they take this drug is that yes, they're losing weight, but unfortunately a disproportionate amount of the weight is coming from lean muscle versus fat tissue. Okay, so in some cases, this was actually worsening people's body composition. Okay, because although the weight on the scale was going down, they actually got fatter in terms of a percentage. So their body fat percentage would stay the same or even increase, even though they technically weighed less. Because think about it, the majority of people that are probably resorting to using a drug like this are not health and fitness people. They're not people who know how to properly cut or lose fat while maintaining their muscle mass. That is a very bodybuilder-esque or an athlete's approach to weight loss. So what I presume to be happening with these people is that they're not counting their macronutrients. They're probably not really counting calories. And so what happens is that the peptide reduces their appetite so much to where they just slash their calories like crazy. Then they're probably massively under consuming protein too, where of course they're losing weight, especially at the beginning before they hit any plateaus. But because they're eating a suboptimal diet and are in a massive calorie deficit, their body is burning a ton of muscle too. So what do they need to do? Well, there's two things that the bodybuilder community preaches when trying to maintain muscle during a cut or a fat loss phase. Number one is to keep your protein intake high. Most bodybuilders and fitness coaches will say to consume at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. Even some say as high as 1.2 grams per pound of body weight while you're cutting. Number two is that you should maintain a proper weight training regimen, or even you might want to lift heavier than normal to send that signal to your body that it's like, hey, I'm using these muscles. I need them, so please keep them around. So I think both of these things are incredibly important. And I also assume that the majority of the people that are using semaglutide are simply not doing these things properly, right? Think about the average overweight man or average overweight woman who's hopping on semaglutide because they can't figure out how to change their lifestyle or their diet to lose weight. So they need an outside force to come in and crush their appetite so they don't feel like eating. Well, this person probably wasn't working out all that much to begin with, so they probably don't know what they're doing in the gym or with diet. So then take this new feeling they're getting of not wanting to eat food and they're just like, okay, great, I'm not hungry, so I'm just not gonna eat. But that is the wrong approach. See, the goal of using something like this to minimize your appetite while you're trying to lose weight is not to make it so that you eat the fewest amount of calories possible. The goal is so that you can reduce your calories by a healthy amount so that you can lose fat and not have to feel miserable the entire time because you're so hungry. Reducing your appetite is also very useful so that you don't overeat and counteract the work you're putting in at the gym by pigging out in the kitchen. That's the goal. So that leads me back to the title of this video. What is a way to not get skinny fat and to actually use this peptide properly? Well, you gotta make sure that you're eating enough. You obviously can't eat too much either because you do need to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight. So whether you achieve that through specific portion control, meal prepping, using a meal delivery service, counting your calories, counting your macros, using an app, something like MyFitnessPal, whatever method works for you. In your experience, what methods of portion control have worked best for you? Let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious. But you can't just be guessing all the time, especially if you're someone that's brand new to fitness and brand new to dieting and you've never counted calories or tracked macros before. You're not going to know how much to eat. Someone like myself, who has been tracking calories and macros off and on for the past 10 years, knows pretty damn well at this point how much to eat, and I can intuitively eat without tracking everything and get good results. But most people aren't like that. If you don't have that level of experience and exposure, then you probably can't do that. In addition, you need to have some level of weight or resistance training to maintain, or in some cases even build muscle while you're trying to lose that fat. This will reduce any sort of muscle wasting and deterioration of your muscle tissue. So if you're someone that's not currently lifting weights and you're going on Ozempic, you should probably start. And if you're a woman or someone that's not into bodybuilding, that's totally fine. You don't need to lift like a bodybuilder, but you should lift weights a little bit. There are tons of women out there that go to the gym frequently and lift weights to maintain and build healthy amounts of muscle. They don't look at all like bodybuilders. They just look healthy and they just look fit. And if you're someone that already lifts weights, then keep doing it. And as a matter of fact, you may even want to increase the intensity or the amount of weights to try to maybe gain some muscle and strength while you do this. But more importantly, you do this to promote the sparing of your muscles. An extra tip that I think will help a lot of people as well is you can pair or you can stack semaglutide with another peptide or a couple of other peptides that are in the category known as the growth hormone secretagogues. These are peptides that send a signal to your brain to produce and release more growth hormone than you do naturally. You're not introducing an exogenous form of growth hormone like you would be if you were injecting HGH, but you're taking a peptide that works on your body's natural pathway to increase more growth hormone. These would be peptides, for example, like CJC1295, ipamorelin. Those two are often combined together because they have a synergistic effect. Or Somorelin. There's a few others as well that you can look into. I'd probably stay away from MK677, which is also called ibutamorin, because this one makes you hungrier, and obviously that would just counteract everything you're trying to do with semaglutide. And so growth hormone is great for muscle building and fat loss. So in a weight loss context, it can help to improve your body composition by sparing, and in some cases building your muscles, while allowing your body to burn fat effectively. So pairing one or multiple of these with your GLP-1 or Ozempic can be a very powerful combination. So to summarize, the best way to use this peptide is as a means of regulating your appetite to not overeat and to feel less miserable when you reduce your food consumption. Not to use this as an excuse to eat next to nothing, okay? Lift weights or do some sort of resistance training to maintain your muscle mass, and for Pete's sake, track your damn calories and eat enough protein. At least in the beginning, do this to get an understanding of how much you should be eating. A bonus hack is to pair this with a growth hormone secreting peptide to build and keep muscle and aid in the fat burning process. That's it. Pretty simple. Not easy, but simple nonetheless. I hope this helps you, and I thank you very much for watching. And if you like this video, then you're probably gonna like this video right here, where I talk about all of my favorite growth hormone peptides and the best practices for the best results. Click right here to check that out and subscribe for more.